How can a game heal a soul? That's a big question, right? Lately, since starting this YouTube channel, I've been playing a lot of games, probably more than I have ever before. And don't get me wrong, a lot of them have been amazing, exciting, fun, nostalgic, even terrifying. But somehow, there's only one game I keep coming back to when I'm feeling down or just plain unmotivated to move forward. For me, that game is Skyrim. And to be honest, Skyrim isn't known for having the greatest story, the best gameplay, or even cutting-edge graphics, especially by today's standards. Honestly, a lot of those things are pretty average. Plenty of people have picked the game apart over the years, criticizing everything from its quests to its mechanics, and yet, despite all of that, Skyrim is the one game that truly fixes me when I need it the most. Why is that? And why do so many people other than me keep returning to Skyrim? Sure, people talk about immersion, but they rarely scratch the surface of what it actually means. Some point to the day-to-day routines of NPCs, the ready and quest system, or the stunning soundtrack by Jeremy Soule. And yeah, of course, for me, also all of those things contribute to Skyrim's magic. But for me, that's not really the heart of it. What makes Skyrim special is more than its mechanics or features. Bethesda created something truly unique. A truly open world. Not just a sandbox to complete quests like recent Assassin's Creeds and check off objectives, but a place where you're free to simply exist. Unlike most games, Skyrim doesn't show you down a linear path or hide things behind unreachable doors. Every house, every cave, every mountaintop, it's all accessible. There are no decorations that exist just for show. Nearly everything you can see can be interacted with. Sure, you don't need another empty lantern or some rags or an iron pen, but if you want them, they're yours, just take them. Skyrim isn't just a game, it's a world that invites you to wander, explore, and create your own experience. Maybe that's why it feels so healing, because it doesn't demand anything from you. It just lets you be and do whatever you want. So, for a game to heal a soul, I think it needs to have a soul. And despite all of Bethesda's shortcomings, technical issues, dating design philosophies, and their more recent controversies, Skyrim undeniably has a soul. Sure, it's rough around the edges, its technical implementation is often flawed, and its story doesn't hold a candle to some of the narrative brilliance we've seen in other games, but you know what? That's part of what makes it special. In fact, I'd even go as far as to say that if Skyrim has been too polished, if its story was universally acclaimed or its gameplay groundbreaking, it wouldn't be the same game we've all fallen in love with. Those imperfections leave room for the player to breathe, to explore, and most importantly, to define their own journey. Take The Witcher 3 for example. It's easily one of the greatest games of all time, with better graphics, better gameplay, and better storytelling than a Skyrim in every way. But as incredible as it is, it's Geralt's story, not ours. We follow him for hundreds of hours, slaying monsters, saving witches, winning Gwent instead of saving a farmer's daughter.
And I'm a husband and a father who's fucked up his life and the lives of his loved ones. I'll gather my men, go there and retrieve Anna.
Ever play Gwent?
I do. And what's more...
But once the credits roll, how many of us feel the urge to just walk around the world, to live in it? It's not a criticism of Witcher 3, it's an incredible game, but it's a different kind of experience. And the same goes to Elden Ring. Its world is gorgeous, haunting, and thrilling to explore. The music, the atmosphere, the sense of danger, it's all masterfully crafted. But it's not the kind of world that invites you to stay. It's hostile, unrelenting, and demands a constant level of vigilance just to survive. The tension can be exhilarating, but it's hardly soothing. Skyrim, on the other hand, feels safe. Sure, there are dangers, but the game has countless quiet spaces where you're free to relax and exist without a sword in your hand. And even when the danger does arise, Skyrim isn't really a difficult game. You never feel overwhelmed or trapped. It's a place that you can explore without stress, where you're encouraged to simply enjoy the journey. That's what sets Skyrim apart. It's not about following a grand narrative or overcoming impossible odds. It's just about living in a world that feels like it was made for you. I think that's what makes Skyrim so healing. In a world where we're constantly bombarded with expectations, deadlines, and the pressure to be productive, Skyrim offers the exact opposite. It's a place where you can just go around, explore, do whatever you feel like doing. You don't need to follow any quest markers, and actually it's the best way to play Skyrim, to just go wherever your eyes get you. Because really there is no wrong way to play it, and its auto-leveling system is actually very good for exactly that. Because there is no dungeon that is too hard for you yet, there is no place where you shouldn't be. You can go wherever you want at any point of time. And while some people would say that this is not very good from game design perspective, I think it's great, for the thing that they wanted to achieve at least. So whether you're building your character into legendary Dragonborn, or just spending hours fishing in a quiet stream, thank you Anniversary Edition, every choice feels valid. For me, those quiet moments in Skyrim are one of the most profound. Walking through the tundra as Aurora lights up the night sky, listening to the wind howl in the mountains, or standing by a crackling fire in a small village inn, it all feels so grounding. One of the most enchanting aspects of Skyrim is its ability to captivate through visuals and its music. While its graphics might not be the cutting edge anymore, there's timeless quality to its art direction that continues to hold up. The landscapes of Skyrim feel alive, whether you're wandering through the dense pine forests, trekking across the icy tundras, or standing atop the throat of the world. There's a sense of vastness that's hard to match. The game's use of weather and lightning is especially brilliant. Watching the snow fall softly under the glow of auroras, or seeing the first rays of dawn filter through the mountains is not just pretty, it's serene. And then there is music. Jeremy Soule's score is nothing short of magical. The sweeping orchestral themes capture the grandeur of exploration, while the more subdued tracks wrap you in the blanket of calm. The main theme, Dragonborn, stirs something primal, a call to adventure that never fails to ignite excitement. But his quieter tracks is what truly embodies Skyrim's soul. As you wander through the world, pieces like Streets of Iron or Secunda create an almost meditative experience. These tracks don't demand your attention, they accompany you, subtly enhancing every moment without overwhelming it. They let you feel the solitude of the wilderness or the warmth of small town inn, grounding you in a world while giving your mind the freedom to wander. In this harmony between the visuals and music, that is what makes Skyrim so unique. The world feels alive but not overwhelming. It's a place you want to sit and breathe, letting the sights and sounds wash over you. But really, what makes Skyrim the most special is its exploration. Honestly, that's where Skyrim really shines. You've probably heard all about the complaints with the Starfield, how a lot of planets felt empty, lifeless, and just boring. But here's the thing, I can't think of a single moment in Skyrim where I felt that way. Every part of the map feels like it has something worth discovering. Remember going down into one of the random Dwemer dungeons, while you're creeping through the dark halls dodging traps, and then suddenly you find yourself in Blackreach, this sprawling, glowing underground world you had no idea even existed. That moment made me feel like Skyrim was limitless, like around every corner there might be something incredible waiting to be found. It's not just these big dramatic moments like Blackreach, it's the smaller encounters too. Skyrim is packed with random events that keep the world feeling alive. One minute you're fending off a wolf attack, the next you're crossing paths with wandering bard, or spotting the headless horseman galloping off into the night. It's those unexpected little things that make the world feel so vibrant and dynamic, like it's constantly throwing new surprises your way. Even something as simple as following a dirt path can lead you to the most random and memorable moments. Maybe you'll stumble across a weird shrine, a hidden cave, or a group of bandits arguing over who gets the last bottle of meat. Or how about the first time you heard the chime of Nirnroot? You're wandering along the edge of the river, probably picking flowers or chasing butterflies, because let's be real, we're all probably doing exactly this in Skyrim. And then you hear that eerie, almost musical hum. It's a weird little plant glowing in the dark, but despite that, it sometimes is very hard to find. And you really can't help but stop and stare at it. There's something so otherworldly about it. Like it doesn't quite belong in Skyrim but somehow fits perfectly at the same time. And then you realize it's one of the most potent alchemical ingredients, and before you know it, you're knee deep in every swamp and river in the game, chasing that sound like moth to the flame. It's a remarkable thing about Skyrim is how it gives you ownership over your experience. Starting with the very first moments in the game with character creation system, which may not be the most complex, but it's enough to make you feel invested. You're not just playing a pre-written hero, you're shaping someone who reflects how you want to engage with the world. Whether you're a noble Nord warrior, a cunning Khajiit thief, or a mysterious Dunmer mage, Skyrim doesn't box you into one role. The choices make you feel like they matter because they define your journey. And the best thing is that Skyrim doesn't force its main quest, or any other quest in that matter, down your throat. You can ignore it entirely and still have countless of hours of meaningful exploration. Build a home and settle into Heartfire DLC, become the head of Thieves Guild, or just travel from town to town. helping NPCs with their problems, or not. It's all up to you. This level of freedom is rare in games. It doesn't just encourage you to explore its mechanics, it encourages you to explore yourself, understand what you like and what you don't, and what you actually yourself searching from the game, instead of telling you what you should be searching for. It asks you the questions of what kind of player are you, what kind of person. Are you someone who fights for justice, or do you enjoy causing a little chaos? Skyrim doesn't judge, it just lets you be. Another thing that I find fascinating is how even the mundane aspects of Skyrim can feel meaningful. Hunting deer in the forest, mining ore in a remote cavern, chopping wood for some extra coin. It's not about the rewards, it's about the act itself. These simple activities give the same sense of rhythm, a grounding that feels comforting. It's a stark contrast to the fast-paced action of most games, and it's exactly what makes Skyrim feel so timeless. The communities within the game add to the sense of connection. The small towns and villages feel alive in their simplicity. NPCs might not have the deepest dialogue or most complex behaviors, but their presence makes the world feel inhabited. And that's, for example, the problem with Witcher, because in there, NPCs are just decoration. In Skyrim, even though perhaps they're not connected to any quests or anything in particular, they still live somewhere, they eat somewhere, they talk with some people and they talk with others. They have something that makes them unique, every and single one of them, except maybe for the guards. Stopping by Riverwood Trader to hear Lucan complain about Golden Claw for 100th time, or sitting down at the Bannered Mare to listen to Hulda's latest gossip, it's these small repetitive moments that make Skyrim feel like I'm coming home. Even the way how the game handles failure is forgiving. You die, reload and try again. Make a choice you regret, go in another direction. Skyrim doesn't punish you harshly for mistakes. It gives you the freedom to experiment and learn without a fear of messing up. And in a way, that's what makes it so comforting. It's a game that doesn't just tell you a story, it lets you tell your own. It doesn't demand that you follow the set path or meet certain expectations. Instead, it gives you freedom to explore, to experiment, and to exist. In a medium that so often focuses on actions, goals, and challenges, Skyrim dares to offer peace, reflection, and sense of belonging. For me, that's why Skyrim is so healing. It's not just about escaping reality, it's about finding a place where you can process it, where you can reconnect with yourself in a way that feels natural and unforced. It's a reminder that even in a chaotic world, there is value in slowing down, looking around, and appreciating the journey. Skyrim doesn't heal because it's perfect, it heals because it feels real enough to immerse you, but much more calming than a real life could be. It offers us space to breathe, to dream, and to wonder. And sometimes, that's exactly what we need.